politicians and state agencies. They both have a role in the process and conspiracy of manipulation. Cory Booker, Jamie Raskin, Al Green, Jasmine Crockett, Hakeem Jeffries, Nancy Pelosi, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Pramila Jayapal, Adam Schiff, etc. These are some of the Democratic leaders that took oath and stood up for the people as elected Democrats. These are the ones I say all over YouTube news as I kept up with the news. These are your true heroes of democracy who represents the Constitution of the United States of America as it should be represented. These people deserve a hand, believing in justice for all Americans and not just some, as the modern-day Republicans have shown and represented since Trump's takeover in office. He called him German Jordan bill that passed unanimously to save all Americans from the abuse, which they have been trying to do that for nearly a decade, and the Senate has repeatedly rejected it because they are not worried about anyone else's civil liberties. They just want their $1 million jackpot payout. A lot of the people that Trump pardoned has done other crimes right after the pardons. Still out in the streets now? One guy pardoned was Taylor Toronto, who was pardoned after being convicted of multiple crimes on January 6th, but he was arrested in 2023 for illegal possession of hundreds rounds of ammunition and 2 guns and a matchet after he was live streaming near the woods of former President Barack Obama's house. He went there with the ammunition and guns and to threaten to set off a car bomb. On the way there, he showed up at the elementary school 2 blocks away from Jamie Raskin's house, where all 3 of his kids went to elementary school. And he told listeners that he was at the elementary school by Jamie Raskin's house on live stream, and he was near his house, and that's where he was headed next. But luckily, he and his wife and kids wasn't home, and he didn't want to tell anyone where he lived because he wanted Raskin all to himself. Trump also pardoned Changpeng Zhao, who was sentenced to 4 months in prison in order to pay one of the largest corporate penalties in history for money laundering through his crypto exchange. According to prosecutors, he aided Hamas and aided Al-Qaeda and other terrorist networks, but Donald Trump pardoned him. Ross Williams Ulbricht. Ross Williams Ulbricht is an American who created and operated Silk Road, the first modern darknet market from 2011 until his arrest in 2013. Silk Road was one in the online marketplace that facilitated the trade in narcotics and other illegal products and services. Sales were anonymously using Bitcoin, Wikipedia. This allowed thousands of drug dealers to traffic heroin, cocaine, and opioids. And Ghislaine Noel Mariam Maxwell, who was transferred from a real prison to a prison camp after number 2 Todd Blanche at the DOJ went to see her. President Trump, the so-called great champion of all of law and order, apparently authorized a transfer to a prison camp where no sex offenders has ever been sent before because they are not allowed. This is the law and order that your president and his office stands for: contradictory, conspicuous hypocrisy. Because sex offenders like Ghislaine Noel Mariam Maxwell are considered violent offenders.